Right. Alright, let's get started. I think we're just about in time. Yep. Okay. Yep. Right, let's get started. Shall we? Hold on a second, guys. Just got a few infos right here, but just bear with me for a second, guys. Hold on. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today it is the 1st of May. So today we're on the we're on COVID-19 updates for you lot. So yeah, I know it's quite tricky, but you know, it's kind of real. But yeah, so for some reason we just carry on our COVID-19. So talk about the COVID-19 vaccination update. So well, in this case, we're just about in time that we don't really have unnecessary, but to you all. So I'm just trying to everybody else spread any information, but not really time, honestly. So add some tags on here while I'm streaming. Yeah. Well, we're just in time. Well, we're just about in time, people, but we're just we're not a bit late. Just in case. Just bear with me for a second, guys. Bear with me, guys, for a second. Right. Right. It looks like we are now. So in this case, making sure that all these people are safe and secure. So I'm thinking about what we are going to do after this point. Well, we are now taking care of it, but while we're still here, just going to take everything what we need. So as we all been waiting for now, we're just taking any actions or something. So as we all taking things up already. So guys, as we wish to continue through our new COVID-19 chapters. So I know it's a non-parody, but don't worry about all that. but just in case we're all just taking everything apart, but not at least twice, just the same. So at this point, people, we're just gonna take any action. So we'll just check on the chat and see what we got here. Nobody. Okay, that's fine. No worries. So as we all gonna wish to take a point what we all were doing. So yeah. Okay, we're just gonna search up for something that we all gonna look for now. Is we're taking care of. Okay, we've already looked at it. We've already looked at it last week. So last week we've already looked at it on a UK travel red list. So I'm gonna tell you why is all the countries, all the UK's travel banned is at high risk. So if you want to look at it, it's quite unnecessary. So you can see here, you know, this is not good enough. But it isn't good situation. But so you can see here on the red list, but it has been banned. So we got here now, we've got countries and territories for which non-essential travel is advised against. So like on the UK's high risk, so we're on the things that we're on a list. So as you can see, they're on the red list. You know, you can see here, but if you see here right now, you can look at it. I know it's a bit difficult, so that if we can't take a jab, it'll be absolutely nothing. So yeah, just to take our time, but if we all wish to make everything up. So we knew that. We knew it's a bit difficult, but why is it so difficult? So as you can see here, you know, this kind of some kind of a countries right here, but you can see here, it's all about just for nothing. So we would just talk about like any COVID-19 vaccination. So we're just looking for like researching. So we're just like researchers such as the other things that we don't solve or any kind of problem. So any problems that, but the difference between the vaccinations and jabs, they don't take any jabs or vaccines or everything. So, you know, so as you can see here, there is no apparent point to take a vaccination. But if we fight against COVID, so yeah, so that means we're not on parole. So it's not the best idea to take a vaccines or whatever. If you had the first one, so that means you've already had the first one, and it'll take for like in the next few weeks before you take a second one. So if you find it hard, but it's very hard to fighting against the COVID-19. And yeah, also, let's see. So I think in the next few weeks, on Monday the 17th of May, the restrictions of lockdown will be eased, and meeting other people, like meeting other people's households on the 17th of May after lockdown. So you can see here, if they had their vaccine, so that means they already had one. So basically, it's a very certain things that we've already do, but nothing serious apparently. Right. We knew it's right, but we knew it's wrong. So yeah, I tried to get everything what we need. But if they needed, if they're all getting in need, sometimes, but nothing serious. Got the COVID deaths and cases because they're all rised from last 14 days, but they are been because they've been passed for like 28 days ago. All the deaths and cases were rise. They're rising up to deaths and cases. So all the death and case, it's not good because they added more cases and deaths. So every 1,000 of people dies during the COVID. So they need to take the jabs or vaccine. So they taking their jabs or something like that, or jabs, vaccines. Some of the people who evolved to taking with them. Maybe it's ridiculous or wisdom. Some kind of wisdom features that it don't contain any certain a point, like any pointless or something. You will see that the other things that I'm just going to explain how people didn't have their vaccines or jabs. So because because of the lockdown restrictions, because sometimes we don't have much time to get vaccinated. So as you'll see here, guys, they didn't notice where they gone, but if they hadn't had their vaccines yet, so that means they don't have to do it. So they just do it on their own. They can spend time to do it their own time. So, not to beginning with the other settings right now. So we're just gonna think of right now, think about the vaccinations, you know what I mean? So you can see here, people, but the most of the times that if this doesn't case the matters right now, so for some reasons we don't get anything to change, because if the life is not back to normal, so that means it won't be changed, so the earth will be unchanged. But somehow, but so far so bad, I know it's a bit particular at this high risk. So you can see here, well, as I can see, you can hear me what I just said, so you can get everything what you always think about, like, when you're just taking the jabs or vaccine, so it doesn't really remind you, but it reminds me how the vaccines is worked. So how did the vaccine works to affect the disease? So I knew that the vaccines will attack the disease, such as coronavirus, bacteria, or even fungus, so like fungi and everything. So any fungi or bacteria or COVID or cancer, something like that, and it won't be necessary. So taking the vaccinations will be a necessary. So give anything to have all the time. So, I know it's I know it's bad luck. So we know it's bad luck, right? So as you can see here, it wouldn't. So we knew that it doesn't really matter no matter else. It doesn't really matter how we can get our, to get our revenge or something like that. You see, nothing happens. So as we all can see here, it doesn't actually uh, have their appearance, or they haven't got their period, to have the vaccines already. But not to get involved. Every people involves everything that they don't want to get vaccinated. But for some people who never had their vaccines, so never been involved for this, well, precisely. So yeah, we're just about in time that we don't even think about it, what we all were, and sometimes it's a bit unpleasant because I'm not pleasant at all, but feel a bit sad about all these sad about people who've been dead all the time, but they all died because of COVID. They didn't have their vaccines yet or anything for something like that. So yeah. So whoever that is, it doesn't really matter. None, nothing else. But in that time, it doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter what keeps you alive. So whoever that does, whoever that is, so then it will be nothing. Nothing at all. And then we're just taking everything what we have, so then we'll know exactly what we are doing after this particular point. But the point is, we've already take our jabs so that we know this is not going to be, it might be a bad solution for some people who had their solutions to get their vaccines, but this is ridiculous. This is stupid. I don't even know what I was supposed to be doing. This is stupid. So, for some of the peoples who've never been involved for like having next week or everything, they don't really deserve them. So, who takes care of it? Who they were doing? So, yeah. So, they got all wrong. If they're not going to have the vaccine, so that means we won't going to have the vaccines already because of restricted. Because the lockdown is kind of strict. Strict restricts, well, restricting the lockdown, restricted. Something like that. Okay, we're going to talk about it in the next day or next week or any weeks. So yeah, today we're on the 1st of May. So yeah, and hope you are watching, and be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to write a comment and turn notification and stay up to date. And I will see you guys in the next day or weeks. It's up to me. So yeah, and I will see you guys. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys some other times. Yeah, stay safe and stay at home and save lives. Okay, and take care of yourself. And thanks for watching. See ya. Goodbye.